So today I am in one of the oldest rock cut temples of this country, India. One of the oldest rock cut structures in the world, in fact. This is the rock cut temple here in Kangra, Himachal Pradesh. And although it looks quite a bit denuded, but this temple is quite old. It's very old. I mean, this is, according to legend, a temple that was built by the Pandavas during the time of their Agyatwas. Agyatwas is basically a time period where, what happened was that, according to legend, Pandavas, they lost, a game of gambling, for want of better word, with the Kauravas. And according to the conditions that were set, they were supposed to do 13 years of, staying in the forest, including 1 year of staying in such a way that nobody gets to know about them. So if anybody finds out about you in that 1 year, then you're supposed to repeat the entire sentence. And so in that 1 year of Agyatwas, it is said that the Pandavas built this impressive monolithic structure. This entire structure has been carved out of one rock, just one, okay? And if you can see the close-ups, it's going to be very impressive because we have one very impressive monolithic structure, a rock cut temple here in India, which is the Vishwanath temple, but it's in South India. In North, we have this wonderful structure. Now, here's the thing. Here's what's interesting. Although it looks quite denuded as a result of erosion, it looks like, it's a bit dilapidated, but this structure was so strong that there was a massive earthquake here in Kangra, in Himachal Pradesh in 1905 that ripped apart this entire structure. Okay? Thankfully, its foundation was so strong that despite that big, massive earthquake, nothing happened. It's just that some fragments of this beautiful structure, they came apart and they came crumbling down, but the entire structure has still remained preserved. Now, there are some places which maybe aren't as lucky, I would say. This could be one of those places, in terms of its history. It's said that the Pandavas, they spent quite a bit of time. Let me give you a glimpse of this as we're walking. It said that the Pandavas spent quite a bit of time, okay, building this structure and building the Garbhagriha, where I'm going to show you the deities as well that are stationed there. But what happened was that due to some pressures, due to some stresses, it was feared that the Kauravas are going to find out about them, and so they had to leave this temple without completing it. So in many ways, you see quite a bit of this temple. It seems like erosion has gotten the best of it. It was never really completed. Okay, it was never really completed. So why am I here and why am I making this video? Now, if you've checked out my videos, I go to these historical places, I go to forts, I go to these ancient temples that bring our culture, bring our history alive. But there's always a lesson there. What we can get out of it is that it is not the size of the monument. Definitely a lot of temples which are a lot more impressive, compared to this one in India, a lot more. But what sets them apart from this amazing structure is that this entire structure has been carved out of one single rock. Think of it. Think of the margin for error that exists when you're attempting to do something like that. It's nil. Why? Because you're chiseling down from a rock to the fine carvings of a sculpture. And if you by any chance make a mistake and chisel off the nose, then that is it. That's the end. Okay? So if you look at this structure there's nothing really impressive about it. What's the big deal about it? But what is impressive is that this is the only rock cut temple in entire north of India. Okay? And the north of India has had the most incursions. It has had the most, battles, wars, instability with respect to the kingdoms and the rulers, and it has stood the test of time. It has stood through that giant earthquake as well. It's not always about the magnitude of what you are able to build. Sometimes it's about evaluating it qualitatively. Maybe what you're doing is so rare that there is nothing that even comes close to it because nothing else exists in its class. So, this is the inner sanctum of this beautiful, wonderful temple. As I said, entire temple carved out from a single rock. And don't give in to the appearances. I mean, this temple has withstood a massive earthquake. It has withstood the elements of nature for thousands of years, right? Like literally thousands of years. Can you see these pillars here? I mean, there used to be giant pillars that used to cover this entire complex. And can you see the restoration work which was done here? Okay, I mean, literally split apart as a result of the earthquake. Well, there are steps that were leading up to upper levels as well, but unfortunately, they have been closed. I wish we were able to go there, but it's probably not safe at all. Look at the intricate carvings here. Look at it. This entire pillar, entire place carved out from a single piece of rock. I mean, my God. Okay. And over here, you will find the primary deities of this temple, which is Lord Ram, Lord Lakshman, and Mother Sita. And there is Hanumanji at the entrance. You can see here as well. Look. And this is, something which is so true, that entire India has just been made to be about the Taj, where there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more to be admired in this country, man. Come on. Look at this. The Taj is beautiful, by the way. I have nothing against it. I admire it for what it is, but look at it. Come on. So this temple was originally dedicated to Lord Shiva, and the idols of Lord Ram, Sita ji, and Lakshman were placed later. Sometimes it can be the case that what you're attempting is in itself so rare, that it's even attempting to do it that sets you apart from others. It's even trying to work with it and bring it to some semblance of completion, that in itself is going to be the differentiating factor. Hari Om.